Apparently, this is called the Wrap Trap. Very interesting. One of the pieces here, the RA Fine Arts Gallery in Publica, for you to come and check out. They are hosting us here today, so thank you so much for that. There's a lot of very, very interesting pieces here. Now, of course, there's plenty in store for you on today's episode. I talked a little bit last week about some things from JBL, for example, amongst other things. Plenty more in store for you over the next half hour. But we're going to start things off with G News.
Lenovo announced its latest range of consumer machine. It is the latest innovation designed for performance, reliability, durability, and manageability.
We are launching and announcing as a range of tablets and PC products, right? Starting from our A series, the A7-30, AH-50, right? And our G series range on our mainstream and entry and mainstream notebooks. And also our key products, our hero product, which is the Mix 211, 2-in-1 tablet and PC products.
The Ascend P7 is now officially here. It is the first Huawei device to run on Android 4.4.2 KitKat and powered by the company's own high silicon Kirin 910T processor. The Ascend P7 is a refinement of its previous flagship.
Today, we launched our flagship, this year flagship product, Ascend P7. Also, we have the series, LT, the product launch, like the Phablet X1, and also we have the M1 and the G6. Also, we have the wearable, this product, B1. So, serious this product launch, and we will bring more this product to Malaysia as a consumer. Yeah, thank you.
That is a huge piece. But anyhow, I'm really excited to show you this because not too long ago, I was involved in the launch of some new products here in town. So focusing on just a couple of those from JBL. I saw it before it was launched, now it's out. This is really exciting. Check this out. Ooh, I'm very excited about what I have to show you here. Some products from JBL. Now these two, the long soundbar and the sub go together, as you can see, and the product directly in front is something else, more of a portable speaker. Talk about that later, so I'm just going to put it to one side as a matter of fact, and let's focus on exactly what we have here. A really cool soundbar set up for home cinema use. This is the SB400 JBL Cinema, obviously, and just looking at it, it's extremely elegant looking. Along the sides, as you can see perhaps right there, it's almost like it's floating because of the very sharp contrasting edges. So now on top, you have the Bluetooth, you have the power, you have the volume, you have the other indicator buttons as well to show you what's happening exactly. So it's very minimalist, very basic, very, very cool to use. Now, what about all those connections? I think they've done really well with it. So let me show you. So firstly, I've just unplugged it to show you exactly what's happening at the back. Now, most soundbars will probably just equip you with one HDMI slot, but as you can see right here, there's 1, 2, 3 right there. And this is something I'm a big fan of. Now, this is only applicable if you have an ARC TV. ARC allows the soundbar to communicate with your TV, so the moment you switch channels, etc., the input on this will also switch. So obviously, for those that are lazy, for us that are paying a lot of money for our hi-fi systems, etc., that makes a big difference. I personally set up ARC in my home, and it really, really is a very useful tool indeed. Now, in case you're wondering, let me flip it around. Underneath this grill, there's 6 speakers operating here at 120 watts, so obviously plenty of power, plenty of noise, and pretty nifty. It will not struggle to really fill up your room. The subwoofer here, Wow, let me just tell you this right now. It is over 10 kg at about 10.5. So I'm gonna flip it around for you to see. Ugh. That's the basic connections. So obviously exactly what you would expect. And I have to say this one obviously pumps up a lot of sound. With 10.5 kgs for a soundbar. The subwoofer attachment is pretty nifty. We're talking 100 watts or so in terms of the power output. So obviously you're gonna vibrate the floor a little bit and it's gonna be very, very nifty indeed. Plenty on offer here. It's over 3,000 ringgit. So obviously it has to pack quite a punch. Now, I did touch upon this. What is this exactly? This is the JBL Pulse. It's very, very, very cool in many ways. Have you ever seen a lava lamp before? You know how the lights and everything go up and down. This is the same principle, but it pumps up sound. It gives great quality, straight up. Obviously, I can only tell you about it. It's kind of hard to come across on the TV. Two high performance speakers in there, and it really does a bang up job. Also, it's very portable. That's the whole purpose of it. We're talking about 3 inches across, about 7 inches in terms of length, and it's very easy, as you can see. Once it's charged up, it's good to go. On that note, charge, if you have the lights on, which I'll show you shortly, will last you about 5 hours. If you don't, it's going to double that to about 10 hours. So in terms of portability, entirely up to you. As you can see, we've got standard 3.55 jack there, and we've got the, as you can see, the micro USB port for charging, etc. Pretty cool. At the top, we've got the basics there. We've got the volume, plus, minus. We've got the connection. That's it, really. I mean, it's very minimalist in that sense in terms of how it's designed, but it's very, very cool and very nifty. Now, the reason I say that is because of this. Let me just play some music. Now, remember, it's got the 2 high-performance speakers. It's got a built-in bass port as well. So, if I just bring up some music on my phone, let me just turn it down so you can hear me talk. Okay. So you can see the lights going on there. Now, this is not the only configuration in terms of lights that you can do. Once you've downloaded the app, it will reflect exactly what's on that onto my actual phone. As you can see, the Pulse is there. Now, there's different things you can do as well. So I've gone for the basic rainbow one there. And you can start playing around with it, etc. Now, that looks pretty nifty. I mean, if you see this in the dark, it's pretty cool. What do I think about these two products? I think they're very nifty. Obviously, JBL, they've also borrowed a bit of software from, well, their parent company, as they call it, Harman, to stick it into one of these devices, which is the soundbar right here. So that does make a little bit of a difference as well. In terms of pricing, specifically, the soundbar, the Cinema SB400, is a bit pricey, 3,700 ringgit, but I mean, the soundbar's not going to take up too much space as opposed to like full-on speakers. The sub might, so make sure you got a bit of space right there. This bad boy right here is 1088, so just a shade under 1,100 ringgit. It's very cool as well. I like the lights. I think it's a really nice thing. If you're going to go on a picnic, if you're going to go hang out with friends, if you're going to go anywhere really, this is a great little addition. And like I mentioned, at only about £1 and 7 inches in height, 3 inches in width, it's certainly very easy and very easy to hook up to your phone or other devices that you might have for this in terms of output of music. Both very cool devices, worth checking out if you have time. If you are young and you like to go to parties, this is the one for you. If you're trying to set up something different at home without going too overboard in terms of budget, you know, with a whole different setup like 7.1 speakers, etc., this could also be the choice for you.